I was done, but I got another video for y'all. I get asked so much, how do you do it? And I really just got a message from a guy who asked me, how do I do it? When he asked how many kids I have. And I'm like, 4 toddlers and my 12-year-old nephew. And I just want to answer this as simple as I can and as humble as God's grace. God's grace. That's how I do it. When I was married with 1 child and my nephew, so 2 children, because I've had my nephew since he was a baby, I still felt like a single parent because I'm providing for my husband. I'm paying all the bills. I'm the only one working. And I was very sick during my pregnancy, and he was out cheating for 95% of my pregnancy. So I always felt like a single parent. Now, he would clean the house and he would rub my feet and all of that. My ex-husband, he was really good at the whole showering you, but he wasn't providing any sort of mental or physical protection for me. He was also abusive. And then when I left him and got in another relationship, I had 3 children in my next relationship. My nephew went to go stay with his mom for 3 years. During that 3 years, I had 3 kids. I was abused. I got my jaw broken. I got my ribs broken. I was cussed at every day. I was having guns pulled out on me. I had a C-section with all 3 of those children, and I was the one carrying groceries up and down stairs. We stayed on the 3rd floor twice. We moved a lot of times within that 3 years, but we were on the 3rd floor twice, and I was the one carrying groceries. I was pregnant the whole 3 years. We had 3 kids in 3 years. He was a cheater. He was abusive. He was not physically helpful. He didn't work. So I've always felt like a single parent, you know? And when you're in an abusive relationship, you don't want your family around because you know that your family is not going to be okay with it, but you also know that you don't know how to get out of it. And that was my situation. I didn't know how to get out of it because I didn't want any type of bloodshed or any type of hatred because I had children by this man. So I stayed in the relationship for way longer than I should have. Way longer. And now that I have my nephew back, he was only gone for 3.5 years, but now that I have him back, I have 5 children to take care of every single day. I was already financially responsible for all of my children. I was already physically responsible for all of my children. I was already mentally responsible for all of my children. So nothing has changed. Even before I had kids, I was protecting my nephews and nieces. I have 16 nephews and nieces. I was the only sister with no kids until about 5 years ago. God has always called me to be a mother. God has always called me to be a protector and a provider. And that's something I'm going to do until the day that I die. It's not hard for me to take care of children and still handle the business. That's what I've done my whole life. That's how I do it.